to. And if you hit the bottom, I'm going down with you. Let's take it slow. Who cares where we gotta be? You know you'll have a good time wherever you're with me. Let's take it slow. Ask me how we got here, 'cause you don't know how. You say we're taking on water, yeah, we're sinking now. You're looking all concerned, like we're gonna drown. But we both know how to swim, no worries as we'll fall now. Let's take it slow, where you go, I go too. And if you hit the bottom, I'm going down with you. Let's take it slow.
Hi. What's going on, guys? JSGC here, and we are here for another Manchester City transfer show with yours truly, your host, JSGC. So thank you to everybody for tuning in, much appreciated. Firstly, I wanted to apologise for being 4 minutes late. I was 4 minutes late because I forgot to press go live. I watched my intro 4 times before I realised what's going on. Why is nobody tuning in? Why is nobody commenting? What's going on? Well, turns out I just forget to go press go live. So that's what's going on for JSGC today. Thank you already for tuning in. Much appreciated. Today we're going to be speaking about, obviously we've seen Jeremy Doku signed for Manchester City this week. So double thumbs up from me for that one. I'll give some of my thoughts on that and what he may bring to Manchester City. We've seen Aymeric Laporte leave Manchester City and go to Saudi Arabia. I think we'll dig a little bit more into that as well as discussing potential incomings and outgoings for Manchester City, including what on earth we're going to do with Cole Palmer, what's going to happen to James McAtee, why is Taylor Harwood, Bellis and Tommy Doyle still at Manchester City right now, even though they've done no pre-season with the club and we've not found any loans or permanent solutions for them. And of course, we're going to speak about Eze from Crystal Palace and Nunes, of course, from Wolverhampton Wanderers as well. So before I do crack on with this video, make sure, like always, if you are enjoying the content, please do leave a thumbs up. That would be much appreciated. Transfer shows in general been doing really well for likes. Never set a like goal before until today. That changes. We're going to aim, let's go for 250 likes. Any help towards that would be much appreciated. Also, don't forget as well to subscribe to my channel. We are on that big push now to 32,000 subscribers. We're just 29 subs away from being less than 500 subs from 32,000 subscribers. I'm hoping we can hit that today. Been tremendous growth over the last couple of days here on the JSGC channel, so thank you everybody for that, much appreciated. Also, don't forget as well, I am going to keep you guys up to date every single day with all the latest Manchester City transfer news. You guys know 2-3 videos per day, because transfer deadline day is 7 days, 1 week today. That transfer window is going to slam shut, and Man City got plenty of business still to be sorted and still to be done as well. So I'm going to keep you guys up to date with that every single step of the way. Social media links, they're in the description too if you want to go and follow me on my Twitter and Instagram. I have a nice little voice break from you. I like being live, it's fun. Also, don't forget as well to go and check out my email. That's in the description too. If you want to hit me up for any sponsorships or any videos or any general business inquiries. TikTok link also in the description if you want to go and follow me on there. And finally, do leave your thoughts if you're watching this after the video, then in the comments below. Eze or Nunes, which side are you on? Who would you rather Man City sign? Let me know in the comments below, and do let me know why as well. Just head into the live chat. I can see we've got a few people already tuning in, so much appreciated. Get your thoughts in there. MCFR, thanks very much for tuning in. Your support again this week over my chat, the support and what's going on with my channel has been much appreciated. A definite OG here at the JSGC channel. So it's been a very busy week, but it's been a very quiet day today. And nail on the head. Absolutely nail on the head there. It has been a relentless week for Man City transfers. I have struggled to keep up. I have been doing this now on YouTube for over 6 years. I have got 6 years of experience. I've seen everything when it comes to Manchester City and transfers, whether that be Man City securing deals that have gone under the bridge, that's been very quiet. I've seen sagas. I've seen Man City walking away from transfers. I've seen us linked with some of the biggest and best players in the world, some relatively unknown players. I've seen literally everything and anything. And this last week, the last couple of days, I have really struggled. It has been a case where I have done my video because I prepare all my notes. I get everything all sorted, all the latest information. And as soon as I press the red button on my camera to record, that is the up-to-date information. I think some people really struggle to digest when they start commenting. It takes roughly 15 minutes for me to film a video. It will take me another half an hour to edit that video, and then another 10 minutes or so for me to upload that video. So I fall an hour behind through me uploading, which is why you see all the other City content creators, LB, City Extra, Esteemed Company, etc., all doing live streams of their videos to keep up to date, because it is relentless. And whilst it would be easier for me to do that, I work full time, so it's not as easy for me just to go live willy-nilly whenever I want to put the information out there. And actually, I realize that some of you guys, I know I'm live right now, but I know a lot of you guys, when you're watching my transfer updates, like that my transfer updates are always between 10 and 12 minutes long. You don't have to sit there and listen to me waffle for 30 to 40 minutes with my opinion. And I know some guys like that. They like to listen to people's opinions, but mine tends to just be straight to the point news reporting. And then people start commenting saying it's behind because they're watching it an hour later and they're 2 hours behind. And it's been relentless this week. It has. If you watch my videos and they're 2 or 3 hours ago when they've been uploaded, you end up falling behind. I've had to then do a second transfer update. We nearly the other day got to a third transfer update. I managed to hold it up because I knew the next day I'd be uploading a little bit sooner for you guys. So that's been my week. It's been relentless out there. It really has been relentless. English, Dawn, hello. Thank you very much for tuning in. Much appreciated. Tanix, thanks for tuning in. Interesting Mbappe. I can't see Man City going for Mbappe. In fact, I do keep up to date with what's happening with other transfers around Europe. And I've heard rumours that PSG are entering into contract renewal talks with Kylian Mbappe. So that's interesting to say the least. JP Walker, hello, thanks for tuning in, much appreciated. And yeah, I'm very well, thank you. Friday afternoon, bank holiday weekend here in the UK. I've had worse Fridays, let's say that. So yeah, very well, thank you. How are you? Do let me know as well. Always interested. So MCFR says, same with me, because I do some content nowhere near as good. Don't play yourself down like that, my friend. Don't play yourself down. I know for a fact that my content's not as good as some of the others out there. I know for a fact. I know that it's not, but I know that people, when they're watching my videos, I've just seen a spider up there, sorry, I'm keeping my eye on that. But I know some of you guys really enjoy and appreciate the effort that gets put in. And I always say when you're covering content and all the other City channels, City's pretty unique. You've got so many content creators for City who all offer something a little bit different. And if I'm giving any advice to any upcoming City content creators, it's to go along that method of offering something a little bit different to what everybody else is doing. And I tend to dip my feet into doing a little bit of this and a little bit of that. And probably not the way forward, in my complete honest opinion. You're probably just best sticking to what you're comfortable doing and what you feel you can offer to the YouTube community, so to speak, when it comes to Manchester City fans, because you've got lads, of course, covering a lot of the stuff on YouTube Shorts and doing some of his vlogs and stuff that are very enjoyable. Ian Cheeseman does vlogs as well, doing the same kind of content but do completely different contrast of how you end up delivering that content. A Steam company does his live watch-alongs and features us sometimes with Manchester City. Big Steve covers the kind of same thing here and there as well. So do you see where I'm going with this? Different content creators cover different things when it comes to Manchester City stuff. So it's all about watching the content creators, see which ones you prefer, which ones you like, which one you take to the most, and then probably sticking with that. I think the most interested in the community right now, you've seen LB leave City Extra. So interesting with him pushing with his own channel now with what the audience for Manchester City prefer, because City Extras live watch-alongs are some of the most successful, some of the most popular live watch-alongs out there in the Premier League. LB leaving and covering the same content will be interesting to see if the audience like City Extra or whether they like LB, because when you're going live and you're watching a game, you're not going to watch two, you're going to watch one. So that'll be really interesting. And with JSGC, as I said, I tend to just dip my feet and do a little bit of this and a little bit of that. We all know that my forte right now is City transfer content, and in particular when Man City is so active in the window with the daily updates and keeping you guys up to date with the constant news reporting. It's unique out there. People enjoy it. People like it. It's why people come to my channel. It's why people watch my stuff. So there we go. City content creators. So if you're an upcoming content creator, just stick to it. Just dip your feet in, see what you like doing, what you enjoy, what your audience enjoy. Find a happy medium and watch yourself excel. You'll really push them numbers. And once you really get going in the community, you end up pushing yourself above and beyond. I never thought that I would even get close to 1,000 subscribers and joining the YouTube partner program. I did. I got into the YouTube partner program. I thought 2,000 subs would be the next game. It's going to take me forever to get there. Didn't take me forever. Ended up just, you find your audience, you find the content, you find what you like doing, you find what the audience enjoy as well, and you find that happy medium. And once you hit that happy medium, to me, you're away. And that's the YouTube game. You don't earn lots of money. I know people do this full time. You've got to have really big numbers to be able to do that, because you put yourself under unnecessary pressure. I don't rely on my YouTube channel in terms of revenue and money. I do it for fun. I do it for a hobby. It's a nice little bonus at the end of the month, but I do it because I love doing this. I love providing videos. I love providing content. I love just keeping you guys up to date, and it's a journey when you're following Man City game after game, video after video, transfer after transfer. It becomes almost like an obsession, and I end up getting top quality content out there 12 months of the year, 365 days, every single day. It's relentless. I don't have a break. I'm going insane. That's what's happening. Anyway, who else we got? FIFA, thanks very much for tuning in, much appreciated. Anupav, I'm sorry if I've said your name incorrectly. Thank you very much for tuning in. Interesting there, saying Kieran Hall, could you be a target if the Nunes deal falls through? Well, I think that's why we're getting linked with Eze. I think Eze might just be the option B. I mean, some people have been saying about making a move for Eze next summer. I think if Man City wait until next summer, there'll probably be some concrete interest, and that'll end up disappearing, won't it? Thanks for tuning in, much appreciated. Brian as well, thank you for tuning in, much appreciated. Wanted Douglas Louise. Olariandi, I probably said your name incorrectly. I do apologise. Thank you very much for tuning in. Saying we should have gone for Alan Saint-Maximin. He's gone to Saudi Arabia, didn't he? So many players going on there. I don't know if you guys are keeping up to date with what's happening in Saudi Arabia, but I think they've brought a player in from Celtic, one of the clubs had. I think they spent like 25 million quid, put him on a big contract. There's something about the foreign players and them wanting to potentially sign Mo Salah from Liverpool. So they've released him. They spent 25 million quid and then released the player. And I know a lot of fans in the SPFL up in Scotland are angry because they think he's going to go back to Celtic for free. They've gained 25 million pounds. And suspecting a bit of laundering going on. So that's very interesting with what's going up there. Andrew as well, much appreciated. The kick, look at the background. There's a football mission. JSGC he's in training. He's practicing. Soon we'll have the response. Anyway, right, I've waffled for nearly 15 minutes. Right, there you go. Time up, done, time out. See you later. See you next week. Anyway, we'll speak about some transfers now, shall we? So we'll start with the outs. Joao Cancelo's a good starting point. His loan to Barcelona still not been sorted as of yet. Latest I've heard on that is it's going to be complete early next week. Don't know what the hold-up is. He's in Barcelona. I think there's a delay on his medical. I don't know if Barcelona are just dragging the heels or there's maybe a couple of little things that need ironing out in the loan deal. I'm not too sure. It's been a bit sketchy on the information, to be honest. And to be fair, there doesn't really seem to be that much information being put out there. And if that's the case, I'm not saying the deal's got to collapse or anything, but what I am saying is if Barcelona are dragging the heels over a loan deal with an option to buy, and they're not going for that one, so to speak, they don't sound that keen. I don't really know what's happening with that deal. I'd have thought that Manchester City would be keen to get that loan deal sorted ASAP, mainly because Barcelona can be a bit funny when it comes to transfers. And if Barcelona by early next week end up pulling out, we've got less than 4 days to find a suitor for Joao Cancelo. So I think it's well within Man City and Barcelona's best interest to get that one sorted. And considering it's now like 95% complete, he's in Barcelona ready for his medical. And then they're saying they've delayed his medical until Monday. I don't know. Barcelona are a bit, they can be a bit funny when it comes to transfers. So there we go. Brian, I didn't know that about. I know they always struggle to register players. La Liga are always on the back about it. It can be very complicated when it comes to Barcelona. I think the rule of thumb that Man City should do is just not give Barcelona any players and just don't entertain any offers from them. But Man City obviously close ties with Barcelona, with Chiqui being here at Manchester City, and Pep Guardiola, Barcelona legend as well, being at Man City. We've got them close ties to Barcelona. So I think Man City, have a little bit of a soft spot when it comes to Barcelona, where in actual fact, sometimes when it's best for business, you need to be ruthless. And I can, on more than one occasion, accuse Man City of not being as ruthless as they need to be, in particular when Barcelona are concerned. Anyway, we're going to move on from Joao Cancelo because I don't think that's going to get sorted till next week. I think that's going to be a next week problem. Aymeric Laporte, he's left Manchester City. I've already said my emotional farewells. I've cried myself to sleep over the last 2 days, losing Aymeric Laporte. He signs for just under £24 million to Al-Nassr in Saudi Arabia. I'm not expecting them to release Aymeric Laporte and Man City signing back on a free and get a £24 million put in the bank like Celtic might be. But if that is the case, then of course I'll keep you guys up to date. But yeah, he joined Al-Nassr in Saudi Arabia. I'm wishing Aymeric Laporte all the very best on his move there. And they've got themselves a cracking player. I'm amazed there was no European interest. I'm amazed that Premier League clubs weren't pushing the issue more. I think Man City, I'm surprised there's a lot of money in Saudi Arabia. I'm surprised Man City didn't drag the heels over Laporte. But once we brought in Joško Gvardiol before selling Aymeric Laporte, it kind of puts Man City into a corner with this transfer. So if you've got somebody that's willing on a permanent transfer to give Man City millions of pounds, you're probably going to accept that, because if Al-Nassr decided to walk away, all of a sudden would be in a bit of a situation. So that's that deal all done, all dusted, and out the window. As I said, it very much is now for the next 7 days a case for Manchester City where we need to sort out the future of Taylor Harwood-Bellis. We need to sort out the future of James McAtee, Tommy Doyle, and also Cole Palmer are the 4 big players for Man City to get sorted. If there is any more interest when it comes to any more Manchester City players, I'll keep you guys up to date. I'm not at this point in time expecting Man City to be doing any more outgoings. Only other player really that's been linked with the exit door has been Stefan Ortega Moreno. He's not going to be signing for Bayern Munich. They're signing some guy that I've never heard of. So that's really funny. You know, as soon as I press end broadcast within 10 minutes. Man City, here we go with Matheus Nunes. You know it's happening. I know it's happening. You know it's happening. I'm the bad luck charm. Well, here I am live. So very soon. It's been a very quiet day with Man City transfers. So it's all going to break loose, so to speak, at the end of this broadcast. There you go. English Dawn asks about Oscar Bob. I'll tell you right now, Oscar Bob won't be going anywhere with Man City. I think it's more likely Cole Palmer leave. Man City originally didn't want to loan him out. It was going to either be he stays or we sell him. With Doku arriving this week, Cole Palmer may struggle for some minutes and may get that one sorted. So we'll have to wait and see with what happens with that. I think Cole Palmer may leave, and I think Cole Palmer might be used as a little bit of a deadlock break with Wolves, where Man City may just go back on their word and loan him and say to Wolves, actually, you can have him on loan as a priority, considering there's a lot of interest in him, and Wolves might say, do you know what? We'll have Cole Palmer. We're happy to accept that and see where we go from there. I did see somebody before, I can't find the comment now, where someone mentioned about it being the 100th birthday of Main Road. And I've got a very special video coming up in the next just over a week's time, covering Manchester City for you guys to look forward to. It is going to go on my partner channel, the JSGC football channel. So if you want to go and check it out, the link is in the description. Go and subscribe over there. We cover all kinds of football vlogs. Got some really exciting content coming up, including a little bit on Main Road and Manchester City for you guys to look forward to. But that will be out next weekend rather than this weekend. But yeah, Main Road has a whole host of happy memories, I'm sure, and some sad memories as well for Manchester City supporters out there. Coincidentally, I never got to see a game at Main Road, unfortunately. It was literally within 12 months of me supporting Manchester City that we were playing in our final season at Main Road. If you didn't know, I started supporting City back in 2002. We moved to the Etihad, or what is the Etihad now? It was the City of Manchester Stadium at the time. We moved there in 2003. So I managed to buy my first ever Manchester City top at the club shop at Main Road and got to see it with my own eyes before we ended up leaving. So some happy memories there for me of Main Road as well. So yeah, that's what I'm expecting from the outgoings. We're moving on now to the incomings. As Oza, thanks very much for tuning in. That's my opinion on Galatasaray over in Turkey. What my opinion? I don't really have an opinion. I don't really follow the Turkish league to be able to give a comment, other than I see a lot of crazy videos of their fans and some unreal atmosphere, which would be insane to go and check out one day. And of course, Galatasaray playing in Istanbul holds a place in the Manchester City fans' heart with what happened on June 10th there, with us beating Inter Milan to win our first ever European Cup as well. So Istanbul, the city that holds Galatasaray, holds special memories, and Galatasaray have some insane fans, shall we say, as well. And as I said, it'd be cool to go and check out one day as well. And who knows, sometime soon, Man City may be playing Galatasaray in the Champions League. So there we go. So we're going to move on to the incoming. We've seen Jeremy Doku signed for Manchester City this week, a winger who is rapid. He is quick. Man City finally, after letting Leroy Sané go and Raheem Sterling go, we've not really had much pace when it comes to our wingers. But alas, we bring in Jeremy Doku, deal worth £55 million. As I said, he's rapid, direct, loves taking his man on, loves dribbling. He offers something different to what Man City already have. He's available for the Sheffield United game this weekend. Could be making his debut for that. So really looking forward to seeing what he can do for Manchester City. And who knows, he may get some minutes against Sheffield United. He may even start. We'll have to wait and see. As everyone's saying there, it's people are looking towards this link-up play, Haaland and Doku. Very interesting. And speaking of Erling Haaland, I've seen he's just signed a sponsorship deal with the is it an energy drink? It's like a hydration drink, I think they're calling it, led by YouTubers KSI and Logan Paul. Have managed to nab up Erling Haaland as an athlete sponsored little promo deal going on there. So obviously KSI, Logan Paul raking in that prime money, and Erling Haaland having a bit of that as well. Very interesting, very, very interesting. I saw they sponsored Barcelona and Arsenal last season. I think they've got Bayern Munich under their ranks. I wonder at some point in the next 12 to 24 months whether Man City may want to take up a partnership with prime. They seem to be going for some of the biggest and best in Europe, and right now Man City are the best in Europe, and of course a very prestigious, very big club as well. So there we go. I wonder if that might be a little bit of extra money for Manchester City, which of course may generate some extra income and some extra interest in the club from some fans who, of course, it seems to be Man City's target market these days, targeting young supporters who haven't yet chosen their club to support around the world, and Man City wanting to accumulate an even bigger fan base than what they've already got. I know it creates a big split in their local loyal support of Manchester City fans, and of course the global fan base, JSGC, very much sits on the fence when it comes to that, because I tend to tie myself in with both the international audience, who I love, who I think are fantastic, and of course being a local fan who's wanting to go to as many games as possible. So there we go. Anyway, we'll dig on to the meat of the video now. We'll speak about Eberechi, and of course Matheus Nunes from Wolverhampton Wanderers, and that seems to be now the direction that Man City are going in for the remainder of this window. We've got a week basically to get Matheus Nunes sorted. We put a bid in this week, a deal worth £55 million to Wolverhampton Wanderers, £47 million with £8 million with add-ons. It was immediately rejected by Wolves. They have actively encouraged Man City to go in with a second bid. In the meantime, Man City have been getting linked with Eze at Crystal Palace. They've asked a question to Crystal Palace, and they have said rather than £90 million that was getting reported earlier in the week, they're wanting £70 million. So City are putting in bids of £55 million for Matheus Nunes and £70 million to get Eze. It's between that £15 million mark where Man City will be looking to try in this next week to find that agreement, whether that be Matheus Nunes. If that ends up being too expensive, so I presume if that ends up dipping over £60 million, Man City are happy to walk away from this deal. Will be happy to walk away because there might just be a little bit of negotiations or a room for negotiations with Crystal Palace to go in for Eze. My understanding is, as of right now, Man City are keen on one or the other, not both. I have heard rumours of both. I think if they do want to go for both, as MCFR was saying there, then that might come in two separate windows. I presume, rather than City don't tend to do much business in the winter window, I presume that would come in the summer rather than in the winter, unless there ends up being a big problem with Kevin De Bruyne's return from injury, and a lot does depend on that. And I feel like that's forcing Man City's hand here, and I feel like that's giving priority for City to get Nunes, because we've brought in Jeremy Doku, which will allow Phil Foden and/or Bernardo Silva to move more into midfield to help cover for Kevin De Bruyne. So Man City will be having more of a look at, in general, midfield and the lack of trust being put in to Calvin Phillips, which I wouldn't rule out Calvin Phillips potentially being loaned by Man City in the next week. I don't think they will in terms of the depth, but I wouldn't rule it out. In particular, if we don't find any suitors, maybe for Tommy Doyle and James McAtee, that you can use them instead, because at the moment, I see no reason why Calvin Phillips couldn't be loaned out and Tommy Doyle gets promoted to the City first team squad, because Calvin Phillips isn't getting any minutes. Tommy Doyle's more than likely not going to get any minutes either. They're both very good football players, and Calvin Phillips needs minutes. He needs minutes more than anybody else right now, in my complete honest opinion. European Championships next summer. He wants to be playing for England. He isn't getting a sniff at Manchester City because Rodri's too good to be dropped. There's been an injury to John Stones, and even then we preferred to put a Kanji in that hole rather than Calvin Phillips and have Rodri drop deeper into centre-back. It just hasn't happened. So that might be something maybe to look at. But I think Man City have got the numbers that they're happy with. I think Man City's only concern when it comes to midfield is how well Mateo Kovacic has done at Manchester City. He can be very injury prone. And if that happens, we do then lack depth, which is where Matheus Nunes comes in, because he can play in the deeper role, he can play in the more advanced role. You've got that second option. That was an option we never had last season either. Thankfully, we managed to keep the likes of Gundogan, De Bruyne and Bernardo Silva injury-free, that we never felt the impact of that, but that was always a concern. We still haven't addressed that same issue now, because Gundogan's left and directly replaced with Kovacic. Matheus Nunes will be that extra option for Manchester City, and bringing in Doku has helped us now to give extra cover in midfield with Kevin De Bruyne's injury. Interesting when De Bruyne does come back to see what level he's at. But if he does come back and he's firing on all cylinders and as good as he ever was, then all of a sudden I think Man City have one too many players, and there might be a little bit of a make weight, so to speak, which I think will potentially next summer be Calvin Phillips if he doesn't make it at City this summer, which is why I think it'd be good for him to get a loan, because it'll generate more interest, because otherwise he's just going to end up back to square one. Rather than him being at Leeds United there, he loved being there, he'll end up at another club in the Premier League who might be down on their luck, and in a season or two's time he might be dipping back into the Championship. And that's, to me, is what Calvin Phillips has to think about. It's all good and it's great that he wants to be here and he wants to fight for his place. Realistically, he isn't going to get in ahead of Rodri. Rodri is a freak. He is a beast. He's a machine. People speak about that like Erling Haaland. Rodri is. He doesn't get injured. I think Rodri could play 60 games in a season. I think Rodri could be, if you're playing back in, 30 years ago, when you'd be playing 2 games in 2 days competitively, 90 minutes back to back, Rodri could do that. He really could. He doesn't pick up injuries. Touch wood. Touch wood. We don't want that to happen. But that might put Man City in a little bit of a predicament. So there we go. I'm open for working with loads of City content creators. Most of them follow me on social media. They can just drop me a message. Some of them have got my phone number. Just get it in there if anybody wants to work with me. Yeah, we'll see what the future holds. At the moment, it very much is looking like Matheus Nunes is the player Manchester City want. It's all about, can we get a deal done? I was expecting it to be pretty frantic today, but it's been very quiet. So I wonder if Man City are just starting to prepare for the weekend and Sheffield United, and we might be in for a bit of a quiet weekend. Try and get some outgoing sorted by Monday through Tuesday. Try and find that agreement by Monday or Tuesday with Matheus Nunes and get that sorted. I don't think Man City will want this dragging on into transfer deadline day. I think Man City will want to have their squad all sorted, ready, heading into transfer deadline day. So hopefully in less than a week's time, we'll be able to get that income in. I know some people have been putting rumours out there saying we're going to sign 2 players, not 1. It's very difficult. We're getting linked with 1 player. I don't see Eze and Nunes happening. And it's very difficult now because whilst we managed to get Akanji done in less than a week last summer, we're going to be struggling to get a deal done in a matter of days. So we will see. People, speaking about this weekend's game against Sheffield United, I will have my preview out tomorrow for you guys to look forward to. And yes, we will be back with live watch-alongs this weekend as well for you guys to look forward to as well. So there we go. Any other transfers you want me to speak about? Now is the time to get them into the chat and I'll see if I can speak about them. But in the meantime, if you are enjoying the content, please do leave a thumbs up. 250 likes is the aim. Subscribe if you're new around here. Daily Manchester City transfer content coming for you guys to look forward to. Also, don't forget as well, social media links. They're in the description below if you want to go and follow me on my Twitter and Instagram. TikTok also in there if you want to go and follow me too. Email also in the description if you want to hit me up for any sponsorships for any videos or any general business inquiries. Do leave your thoughts in the comments below. As I said, live chat's still rolling if you want to go and leave your thoughts in there too. Like, comment, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Yeah, don't think there's too much else for me to speak about. It's been a pretty relentless week in Man City transfers. I think next week's going to be equally as relentless as we head into the soap opera of transfer deadline day. We've had Main Road turn 100 years old. We've got transfer deadline day coming up for Manchester City to enjoy next week. We're still in the market to sign at least 1 more player. We've still got the future of at least 5 more City players to get sorted to. There will be a lot of content for you guys to look forward to. So I will see you then. MCFR, thank you very much for that one. I will check it out. And hopefully I'll be able to give some good reactions for you guys. So last comment, because that's really interesting. Kaz Chi, thanks for tuning in. Says, UEFA considering Saudi teams for Champions League 2025. What are my thoughts? Well, strictly speaking, we have some leagues that are not geographically located in Europe who are included as part of UEFA's teams, so they're allowed into the Champions League. I think if they end up allowing any Saudi teams in, it's definitely going to be down to money. And we all know what UEFA and FIFA and everyone's like with money. They love it. They absolutely love the money. And trust me, if they're willing to pay enough money to get into the Champions League and they feel like there's enough revenue to be generated around the world to watch the Champions League, to watch the Europa League, to watch the Europa Conference League, if there's enough money to be made, they'll make it happen. Trust me, they will. It'll be interesting to see if we're looking at here another China where 12 months down the line from them, their club signing everybody wanted to leave, and all of a sudden it just fell upon itself. It'll be interesting to see with these players that have signed in Saudi Arabia, how they settle in, how they adapt to life and how they work from there, and have Saudi Arabia got the league development to develop their teams to make them into good teams, because at the moment all they're doing is signing fantastic football players, bringing in some of the best coaches without actually having a solid infrastructure for domestic football. And that's where their focus needs to be first before they start thinking about having their own competitive football in cup games and Champions League games, and obviously trying to join the Champions League as well. Interesting question. Love that question. I could make a video on that if I wanted to, really. And I have been an hour in about making a video, giving my thoughts on Saudi Arabia and what's going on there. And should it be a concern for European football? Should Premier League teams, should Manchester City be concerned about it, or should they embrace it? So there we go. Oh, there we go. Thank you. I do. I work full time and do this. It's like doing 2 full-time jobs. Anyway, I'm going to end it there because I feel like I'm going insane. I really do. So thank you, everybody, for watching. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Much appreciated. We'll be back again next Friday, transfer deadline day, with another episode of the Transfer Show with me, JSGC. Thank you, everyone, for watching. I do hope everyone is safe and well. Have a great bank holiday weekend. More content to come soon. I'll be live again this Sunday for a live watch along. Sheffield United taking on Manchester City, and we could be seeing the debut of Jeremy Doku. So thank you for watching. I hope everyone is safe and well. Peace. Ciao for now.